You know what I'm saying? I was kind of interested too, man. I believe it,
All praises, all praises. Glorious one.
Glorious one.
Glorious one.
Glorious one.
Glorious one.
Glorious one.
All praises to the Most High. All praises. Let's want to give our praises to the Most High. Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Wabalaka Shah, who is the Father, the one in heaven, and the Son. Mashiach Yahweh Shah, who the word even called Jesus Christ, who is our Father, the King of this world, the one that's going to be ruling when he comes back. And I want to get on the topic of Job, brothers and sisters, because I want to repent and get myself together. Right. Because if you're not going to repent and get yourself together in these last days, you're playing with fire. And if you don't want to correct yourself, you're playing with fire. And if you stick your hand in the fire, you're going to get burnt, right? Well, it's the same way with the Most High. If you're not living right, and you're not trying to get yourself together and start following these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're burning yourself. Because you're going to be destroyed. That's like going against your father as a child. Your father is going to punish you when you go wrong. The Most High is our Father, and when we go wrong, He's going to punish us. So we have to get it together. How you doing, brother? Okay. You believe in God, baby? You believe in God? Got it wrong, brother? So you will be, so what's your nationality, King? That's right. Come on. Feel like you know a little bit, alright, brother? Oh, I ain't gonna hold you for too long, I just want you to know a little bit. You got shot 3 times and you had 6 strokes. All praise to the Most High. He was like you. That's right. So the reason why you still alive is because the Most High. Like the Most High has mercy on you, brother. So all man's going is of the Lord. You did. So you was living in the streets like a thug, you was gangbanging and all that, huh, brother? Yeah, see? That's why those things was happening to you, because you wasn't following God's law, statutes, and commandments. So
I know that, brother. I wasn't following no law.
That's right.
My law.
But that was the judgment of the Most High. So when you have your own understanding, you're going to be judged for that, because the understanding that you need is from this Bible. Bring it out, King. Let's look at the Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 24. Yeah. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? That's right. So the way that you was living, brother, it was wrong, because you wasn't following God's law, statutes, and commandments. Your own ways and your goings, the things that you do is of the Lord. So the Most High, He brought you over here for a reason to get this word, for us to wake you up a little more. I'm sorry, can you say it again, brother? What organization? WWF5, Watchmen for Israel, Little Rock. Yeah, come on. We got all the information that you need right there, brother. We have YouTube that you should watch. We got videos and everything. Get on there, brother. Get that information to get some understanding, so you can learn how to repent and keep these law, statutes, and commandments. Because God said that we are chosen people, and we are above all people. And the reason why we're in the state that we're in is because we wasn't following God's law, statutes, and commandments. Bring it out, King.
I just had a precept because he said he was going off and living his own ways. Right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. That's right. So if you follow him in your own ways, brother, you was leading yourself to destruction. You was leading yourself into a death. But the Most High was having mercy on you, brother, because most people, they get shot, they don't live for them. Some people don't even get shot and die that way, you know? So the Most High was having mercy on you, brother, and this is your chance to change your ways, to get that understanding. So you can... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's why we gonna bring it out to you as well, though, so we can let you understand that.
But I already know why I'm here.
That's right. And it's good that you had that understanding, brother. So do you know what you need to do now? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. So this is the whole conclusion, which means this is the only thing that men need to do. So, fear God and keep his commandments. In some of the commandments. Keep his commandments. The only thing. Keep his commandments. So you have to fear God and you have to keep the commandments, brother. So if you're fearing God, if you keep the commandments, that's showing that you fear the Lord, because you know what the Lord can do to you. And since you wasn't following God's laws, statutes, and commandments, that's why you was going through the things that you were going through. Yeah, that's right. You did.
I already know. I'm alive and I'm free. I told you I had to do that every week for 2 years.
That's right. Yeah. That's a whole lot of mercy that he showed for you too, brother. Because people dying every day, quickly. People just dropping dead right now. And you done been through all those things, you would tell brother, that means the Most High put that spirit on you, brother. It said, this is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So, if you knowing that there's truth in this Bible, that's what make you a free man, brother. So, I know you may feel like you living free right now because, you know, you're not dealing with none of the stuff that you was going through then. But when you get this knowledge of this Bible, brother, and start following God's laws, statutes, and commandments, that's what's going to make you a free man. So, the whole duty that you need to do is do you have a Bible, brother? Okay, if you get a chance, get you a Bible. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Well, see, that's better. Because you can still, you know, nowadays you can pretty much download anything you can on your phone. So if you have that app on your phone, you can download the Bible, the King James Version. Oh, you already got it? Okay, good. So, the first 4 books of the Bible, read those and get those understandings. Learn those laws, and get those understandings to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments. So you can start living righteously, brother. So you can inherit the kingdom. Because God, he's only coming back for his people. And he's going to destroy 2/3 of the people of this world, of his people. Only 1/3 of his people are going to make it into the kingdom. So if you're not following his laws, statutes, and commandments, brother, you're going to be destroyed. So we're here to wake you up and let you know that you have to start following his laws, statutes, and commandments and to fear him. And learn those laws, statutes, and commandments that are in there so you can get that salvation, brother.
See that right there? I listen to the word every day.
That's good, brother.
Every day, brother.
Did you pray?
All day long.
No. When you pray, brother,
I never stop praying.
do you know that when you pray, you're supposed to face towards the east, towards Jerusalem? Because that's where our home is. That's what the Most High told us to do. But when we pray, how you doing, brother? You don't listen to any word today, or you don't go on back to do it? Okay. But once again, brother, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments and repent in the last days, brother. Most High has mercy on that brother. That's right. Reading the homeland. It says, this is Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. For Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. So like we bring it in Galatians 4:26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Which means Jerusalem is our homeland, which means it's the mother of all Israel. So when the Most High comes back, that is where we're going. We're going to the Jerusalem because that's where we belong. So the Lord was praying out of Judah. So the Most High, Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus Christ, he is sprung out of Judah. He's the king of everybody on the world. And he's the son of the Most High God. So, he died for our sins. So, in church they teach, well, since Jesus died for our sins, the law is done away with, which it isn't. Because throughout the Bible it tells you to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments. So, why would he tell you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments if the law is done away with? They teach that in the church, but we're not out here teaching that, brother. We're out here to teach that you have to start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And I'm going to have this brother bring the scripture out to let you know where Yahweh Shai is from.
Book of Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
So it is evident that our Lord is sprung out of Judah, which means Yahweh Shai is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Which is the same as you. Your father is a so-called black man, right? That's right. So that'll make you an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, brother.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 2 verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art thou not least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Rule some of the people.
My people Israel.
Rule everybody of the world.
My people Israel.
So he is coming to rule his people, Israel. So that's the Most High's people. He chosen us to be his special people. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. You know how to do software? What we doing?
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6.
But listen to this, and then I'm gonna let you go, brother. Let you do whatever you need to do.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the Lord said, you are a holy person to him.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto who?
Unto himself. Above all people.
Above all people.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Most High said that you are above all people that are on the face of the earth, and he has chosen you. So that's why you have been through all these things, brother, and you are still living to this day, because he is having mercy on you, brother. So what you need to do, learn the law, statutes, and commandments that's on your mama, brother, and start fearing the Lord, and start keeping them, and start doing them. You fear God? That's right. That's right.
Hey, take a flyer real quick.
So I'm gonna leave you with that, brother. You have to continue to keep the law. We have to start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Start the WFI, Watchmen for Israel. We're Watchmen for Israel, Little Rock. Yeah, on that flyer we gave you. The YouTube channel is on that page, brother. But yeah, brother, start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments in these last days, because the Most High is coming back, and He's coming back quickly.
Right.
So we have to change our ways so we can be saved. So I'm saying that if you're going against the Most High God and not keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, you're playing with fire. Because the Most High is the judge and the ruler of all things. And if you're going off, then you're going to be judged for the things that you're going through. Look at the book of Romans 6 and 23. The book of Isaiah 13 and 1. And all things that you do, there's all the judgments for it. The Most High is watching everything that you do. The Most High has an angel for each and every one of us watching everything we do, reporting what we do, sending it back to the Lord. Oh, this brother is doing good today. This brother read today. Oh, this brother's going on. He's sinning again. He's not following your law, statutes, and commandments, Lord. He has those people up there. So you have to choose this day who you're going to serve, because either you're going to serve your stuff or you're going to serve the Most High and be destroyed. If you don't serve the Most High, you're going to be destroyed. So bring it out, D.
Book of Romans chapter 6 verse 23. For the wages of sin is death. For the wages of sin is death. But the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahushua Mashiach, our Lord.
That's right. So the wages of sin results in death. And if you're not following God, you're not going to be granted eternal life. So you have to start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, so you can get understanding, so the Lord can grant you that eternal life. Because that's what you should be wanting to strive for. Nothing of this world you should be wanting to work for. Because everything that's of this world is going to be destroyed. So if you live in the way that you want to live and not following God's law, statutes, and commandments, you're going to be destroyed. So why not choose life and start following the law, statutes, and commandments and get granted that everlasting life?
That's right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, through both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's right. So if you're sinning, the Most High is going to destroy all sinners. And that day that the Most High sends His Son back to this world, he's the
three, I'm the leader.
So the day of the Lord is going to be wrath and fierce. The Most High is not coming back with hands and kisses. He's coming back to destroy this place. He's coming back to destroy every sinner of the world. And He's going to start with our people, because our people are His people. And if you're not living right, He's going to destroy you. So you can be in church saying that you love God all day long, but if you're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, what difference will it make if you're still going to be destroyed? We have to start coming back to our God and start following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me 2nd Esdras 2 and 2nd Esdras 15 and 24. The destruction is coming to every sinner of this world. The Most High is not playing. The Most High is not coming back to be a friend of no sinner. Only to His people is He coming to save.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord.
So the Lord said the destruction comes to those that sin and not keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. He literally repeats Himself multiple times, letting you know what's coming. The warnings are there. So why not take the time to get that understanding and start reading your Bible? Get these laws, statutes, and commandments so you can start following what's right and become that righteous person that the Most High wants you to be. Give me a second, drop down to 16 and 66.
2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 67. And it reads, Behold, the Most High Himself is the judge. Fear Him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities. To meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
That's right. So The Most High is the judge of all things. So you need to fear him and stop sinning. You need to fear him and start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments so you can be saved.
Right.
Because if you don't, their destruction is definitely coming. The Most High is on his way back. Signs are showing in the earth right now. People were dying at first, but now people are dying in tragic numbers right now. Drastic numbers. People dropping dead. People dropping dead each and every day. Those are sinking, killing hundreds of people. And a little while it's going to be 500 and thousands of people. So we need to repent as well, so we can be saved. Because when that day comes, like I was saying, 2/3 of our people is going to be destroyed. So be different and be simple. Start following the laws that you commit so you can be a part of that 1/3 that gets saved. So the Most High is the judge of all things. So nothing that you can do will get past him. Because if you can get things past him, then what are you going to be judged for?
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
That's right. So the Lord kills and he makes alive. So he chooses who he wants to keep alive and he chooses who he wants to kill. He chooses who he wants to bring to life. Like the brother was saying, I got shot 3 times and had 6 strokes. But brother, the Most High has hella mercy for you. Because it takes one time, one down, one shot, one stroke, and the person can be dead. That is mercy from the Most High. And hopefully that brother take heed to what we just gave him so he can get that understanding because he got it. He got a little knowledge. He has a little knowledge. And our brothers still in Brooklyn, so after that. Because we need more people like that. We need people to humble down to the Most High God. Because the more they do, the sooner he's going to come back. So wake up, Israel.
Book of Psalms 35, verse 8. Now let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. God, Psalm 35 and 8. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself.
That's right. So when that destruction comes to you from the Most High judging you, it's going to come when you least expect it. You're going to be doing something, probably being wicked more than likely. Doing anything that you want to do, following your own understanding, and when the Most High snap that finger, your death in your life is taken away. Because your mercy has ran out. The Most High got tired of having mercy on you because you didn't want to change your ways. And their brother, they came up. They said he got shot 3 times. That ain't something you do. Most people that get shot, they die instantly. I can't imagine how much mercy that brother done been through with the Most High. And ain't no telling how much wickedness that brother was doing. But they let you know that mercy is real. The Most High, he kills and make alive. The Most High judge who he wants to judge. So if we don't wake up to these laws, statutes, and commandments, tonight could be your last day.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 16, 15, 14. Psalm 34, 14. From the place of his habitation, he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike. He considereth all their works. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty... Psalm 34 and 14. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth.
That's right. So if you're doing evil, the Most High is going to wipe you from this earth. It's going to take that spirit away that He gave you, and there was no chance to become that righteous man to get that everlasting life. You don't want to be that person that loses the spirit. Because if you lose that spirit, that was your final chance. My mother passed. She had her opportunity to get understanding. She chose to do what she wanted to do. And the Most High judged her for whatever sin that she was committing. I love my mother to death. I do. And it hurt me to see her pass away. But I have no say on what the Lord chooses and what He wants to do. Just like that brother that had 6 strokes. My mother, she only went to the hospital one time when the Most High took that spirit away from her. When she passed away. The Most High could have had plenty of mercy on my mother a different way. And all men's guns is of the Lord. So the choice that my mama had, she chose what she wanted to do. So we have to repent and come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments so we can be saved, so we can get this eternal life, because the Most High is not playing. He can show you mercy 600-700 times. Or He can only show you mercy one time, and that one time that you take advantage of, He can take you away. He can destroy you that one day. So we have to come back to our God and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 15. Where He said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. Now, look at that with verse 15 of Romans 9. He has said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
So the Most High said He will have mercy on who He wants to have mercy on. So that brother that's been shot 3 times and had 6 strokes, the Most High had hella mercy for that brother. And it's crazy because your life runs short. You never know when your time is coming. So with that brother, he don't know when his time is coming, but he's humbling down and coming back to the Most High God now. After the Lord gave him plenty of chances, because maybe the Lord knew that eventually he was going to change his ways. And the Most High knew so. So he had judgment for he had mercy for that brother.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy.
That's right. So anything that anything that a man or woman do, the Most High is watching. And whatever you do, don't think that just because He didn't get you that very next day, or that very next week, or that very next year, that judgment isn't coming. Because He can judge you in many different ways. But we speak about the destruction of your life, because once you lose that, and you're not following God's laws, statutes, and commandments, it's over with. So He judges people in many different ways. Like with the brother that we were just speaking with, he had the brother, he's in a wheelchair. He's on a motor scooter, driving around, and he has a cane to walk with. Because the Most High judged him for the wickedness that he was doing. But we have to wake up, Israel, because the Most High is not playing with us.
This is the Psalm, chapter 35, verse 23. God, stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me.
So we need to change our ways and start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, because time is short. The Most High is coming back. We are living in the last days, and the signs are being shown right now. So take the time to get that understanding.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 19, 13. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life.
That's right. So the understanding of the Most High God is life. So you need to get this understanding that we're trying to give to you, because that's going to be the only way that your life will be saved. If you're not taking heed to the instructions that are given to you and keeping it in your mind and in your thoughts, keeping that in your heart, doing the Most High God and keeping the law, then you won't be saved. So we have to keep these laws and get these understanding and receive the knowledge that is given to us, so we can start keeping, so we can get the everlasting life, so we can receive the reward that the Most High is offering us.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
So don't think that the Most High is coming back with hugs and kisses. He is coming back with the sword. He is coming back to destroy every last person that is sinning, every last person that is not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Israel. We have to get away from our enemies, brother. Our people love being around Esau. Our people love to be around their enemies. The same people that chained us up, killed our people, fed our children to babies. Fed our babies to alligators. Our people just love their oppressors so much, and we can't get away from them. And our people need to get out of there. Find your brother that cares about you, man. Because brothers do care about you. That man's provider is going to lead you away from the Most High God. He's going to tell you his God is the same God that you serving, which he isn't. Our God has really hair. Your God has stinky dog hair, little bony white man. He ain't saving a goddamn thing. So we have to wake up and get these laws, statutes, and commandments and learn who the true God is. Learn who the true Lord is. Because if you don't, you're going to be destroyed.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
That's right. So as I was saying, 2/3 of God's people are going to be destroyed with these nasty white people, with these nasty people that are enemies. So if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're going to be destroyed. And 2/3 of all God's people on this earth, that is a lot of people that's going to be destroyed. So be separate and be different and get away from your wicked ways and start following God's law, statutes, and commandments so you can be saved.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So the Lord is speaking to you, Israel, and nobody else.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
So the Lord only knows you, Israel, the 12 tribes, the black Native Americans and Indians.
Of all the families of the earth, therefore I shall punish you for all their iniquities.
So the Most High God is going to punish you for your iniquities. The Most High God is going to judge you. He's not worried about what these nasty white people are doing, because they're not his chosen people. God has chosen the Israelites for his chosen people. So we have to wake up, Israel. We have to get these laws, statutes, and commandments and get these understanding. So So know that. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing fine.
That's how to hear the words of the Lord?
Yeah, no, she said.
You believe in God, sis? Keep the commandments. How y'all doing? Brother, how you doing? You believe in God? You got time to hear the words of the Lord? You gotta go to work. All right, brother. You believe in God, sister?
Yes, I believe in God.
Hey, come get a flower, sis. But y'all will be Israelites, God's chosen people. Learn and start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments because you're living in the last days. And if you don't, the Most High God is going to destroy us.
That's right.
We're in the book of Revelation right now, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Our God said He's going to curse the world.
And it's cursed. We're
We're
good.
ready.
The Most High God is just going to destroy this place.
Right now, we in the right now with the bar to the beach, right now. 666, we see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
From my enemies, which is the so-called white man.
You look at it now, that everybody turning to this each other, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody trying to turn that law going to kiss each other. The law trying to go against each other, they want the law to be active, they said they have, they wives and kids.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we are here, brother. So you down, brother? That might be judgment from the Most High. What have you been doing any wickedness in your life?
Every time I go to church, I used to drink a long time.
You drink, you overdrink, get drunk.
I never drunk ever since.
You used to smoke weed and stuff.
Smoke weed, but I was in high school.
That's right. All that's pitching up to you, brother, from the Most High. You used to mess around. It's bad for you, sister. God said that your body is the temple of God, and you're destroying it when you smoke weed, when you smoke cigarettes and overdrink. That's right. So I know you got to go to work, brother. So y'all start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, whether you are an Israelite. Huh? Your life might be saved. You might take a word up.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is the whole conclusion for all Israelites.
Fear God and keep His commandments.
And some of the commandments.
Keep His commandments.
Well, you need to fear God and keep His commandments. That's the whole conclusion of man. That's the whole duty of man.
For this is the whole duty of man.
That's right. So that is the whole duty of man, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and fear your God. If you can keep the law, statutes, and commandments, that is your way of showing that you're fearing God, because you're going to know that destruction is coming to you. And if you know that destruction is coming to you, you're going to take that time to start following God's law, statutes, and commandments so you can be saved. Because either you choosing death or you choosing life.
Right.
If you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're choosing death. If you are choosing to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you're choosing to keep your life. And that's everlasting life. But with that, I'm going to pass to the next mighty brother. All praise to the Most High once again. Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to be too long. I just want to touch on some things, man, that's going on in this wicked world. Because, like the brothers are bringing up, man, we're living in a time where we're seeing the mark of the beast. The number of the beast, the image of His name, man. Right, it's prevalent. Everybody knows that what's going on in this world is not right. But people, they don't know what to do. They're too caught up in TV, movies, sports, entertainment, gossip, folly, madness, turning up. That's why this is called the land of confusion, right? There's a famous quote, man. It says, give them bread and give them circuses, and they will not revolt. They won't rebel. And that's the mindset of your average Babylonian, man. They're content. Even if the bread is defiled, even if the only thing they can eat is some Taco Bell and some McDonald's, man, they're gonna be alright. As long as they can watch the NBA finals and the damn college football playoffs, right? As long as they can see LeBron James big ass running up and down the court, man. As long as they get to see Lil Baby and damn Lil Boosie and Lil Uzi Vert. As long as they get to see Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B shaking ass and being wicked, man, then they're gonna be right, man. They're not gonna be bothered. They're content with living their life of wickedness. That's why the Israelites, man, what they say whenever they came out of Egypt, they was pissed off at Moses, man. They're saying, you brought us out here to die, Moses, what the hell, man? We was alright in Egypt. And when you read the book of Leviticus, the 18th chapter, man, you read about all the nasty immoral sex acts that was taking place in Egypt, man. But our people, they wanted to go back to that. They wanted to be right back in the midst of folly, right back in the midst of madness, man, and idolatry. They don't want to come out and serve the Most High God. Right? Our people have the same mindset and 4,000 years later, man. Our people have not changed. Right? But with all that being said, man, wickedness is increasing. Sin is abounding. Right? We living in the land of darkness. And the only way that you're going to be able to make it out is if you have that light. Matter of fact, let's start there. Let me get John 1. John 1 and I believe it's 4 first. John 1 and 4. John 1 and 4.
This is the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
You see that? Give me John chapter 10 and 22. Right? In Yahushua is life, and he is the light of men, man. He is going to be able, he's going to be the one, he is the one that's going to give you that light to shine upon the path of this wicked place, man, so that you can see where you're going, man. Because if you're not able to see, Ecclesiastes, a man that can see wanted light. You know what I'm talking about? A man without sight wanted light. You know what I'm talking about? Come. Bring that up.
This is the book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 22. A land of darkness. A land of darkness. As darkness is death. A shadow of death without any order. And where the light is, as darkness.
And that's the thing, man. This land is so dark and so evil. It's as if you're just sitting in a room full of darkness, man. There's no light in it. Nothing that comes of this land is light, man, and righteous, man. Everything that comes forth from Babylon the Great is wicked, man. When is the last time you've heard of Babylon the Great promoting or pushing something that's righteous, that's of God, that's of the Most High, man? When? They don't do it, man. That's why it says even the light is as darkness. I think it's in Sirach. In Sirach, the 4th chapter, where it says, it's all good though. So yeah, come, man. You need that light to be able to see because we're living in a land of darkness. And the only way that you're going to be able to receive that light, that vision, is through Hamashiach Yahushua, the man that has the light. And that light is representative of the Holy Spirit. That's why whenever Hamashiach Yahushua, when he came, he died and he resurrected, and then he gave the disciples the Great Commission to go forth into all the nations. What did he do first? He poured out the Holy Spirit upon them, man, so that they could be lights to the world. To lead other brothers and sisters out of the darkness. And that's why we're up here trying to be beacons unto our people, man. Right? But guess what, man? A lot of our people, they're going to remain in that darkness because that darkness is comfortable to them. They chose to be asleep. And that's when you're sleeping, you see what? Darkness. They don't want to wake up, man. Right? Bring that up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 25. Without eyes, thou shalt want light.
And without eyes, thou shalt want light. Meaning, you will lack light if you don't have eyes, man. That's why these scriptures, man, are for those that have eyes that see and ears that hear. And that's why Yahushua said, man, he said, hey, blessed are your eyes when they see and your ears when they hear. But unto them it is not given. It's not given to them to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, man. It's for a select few. Right? And hey, we can't do nothing about it. All we can do is be gracious to the Most High that He's given us the ability, the eyes to see. Because if you don't have the eyes to see, you're going to lack that way. And you're not going to make it. Right? You're going to get cast into outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right? Go ahead, a little bit more.
Without eyes, thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not.
And that's what our people do. More than often, they're constantly talking about things that they don't know or that they don't fully understand. Right? Like it says in the book of Sirach, I believe it's the 3rd chapter. If thou hast the answer, if you know something, man, give an answer. But if you don't, lay your hand over your mouth. Right? You should never be too prideful to talk about something that you really have no business talking about. Right? But that's what our people do. They'll come up here talking like as if they know God, or as if they know the commandments, as if they know righteousness, and they don't know it all. They have to be taught again. Right? They need that sincere milk, which is His word, which is the thing that's going to give you that light in the first place. Because why? Who is the word? Yahushua. Right? That's why it's so important, man, that we come into the understanding of our Lord and Savior, who the Father sent, Yahushua. Right? Because that's the only way to get to the Father is through Him. Right? He's the one that the Father sent, right? Right? But again, man, we live in this world of darkness and it's evident. It's plain, man. There's nothing righteous going on. There's a whole bunch of death. Man, I just seen a wicked article, man. These 2 homosexual pedophiles, man. 2 homosexual pedophiles that was raping their little boys and then pimping them off. That's what goes on in Babylon and Earth. Nothing but wickedness. Nothing but evil. Nothing but going into trans age. Like, look, man. This land is full of darkness. And you have the only way. Because again, our people know that. Our people see what the elites are doing. They see what was going on in the Epstein Island. They know what's going on in the Bohemian Grove. They know what's going on in these pedophile rings. They know how Hollywood is wicked. They know all these things. But they don't know what to do. Because they lack that light. They don't know where to find it. You got to come to this word, man. Give me Baruch chapter 4. Right? Give me Baruch chapter 4. We got it first. Baruch chapter 4 is from the top. Right? You got to come to the word, man. That's where you're going to receive that light. Got it? Come.
This is Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
Yep.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All that keep it shall come to light, but such as leave it shall die.
That's painted upon tables, man. This is the book of the commandments of life, man. If you keep it, you're going to come to life. But if you leave it, you're going to die because you're going to be remaining in that darkness, in that dead state. Asleep, man. Give me Psalm 19 and 8, right? So we got to come back to the laws of God, to the word of God. Because that's the only thing that's going to save us in these last days, man. Your pastor's not going to save you. The internet's not going to save you. Your wife, your mommy, your mammy, and pappy, they're not going to save you, man. Only these words that give us comfort, that give us hope, right? That we get from the Most High Himself, Because this is his word, man. He's going to tell you what you need to do to walk through that path of darkness. Psalm 23, though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil.
Right.
But he's with us, man.
Right.
This is his rod and his staff. That's what directs us, man. We got to understand that. We got to get in this word. And we can't depart from it to the left hand or to the right.
Right.
There's no Quran that's going to save you. Right? There's no book of Enoch today that's going to save you. Right? We got to come and get this Bible, man. And get into it. Keep going on. Let's look.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light,
Okay, what?
of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Hey, man. You got to take hold of it. Right? Take hold of it and don't let it go. And walk in the light of it. And be illuminated. Be enlightened. That's what's going to give you that light, man. You see that? That's what's going to save you in this time of darkness. In this time where people don't know what's going on, but they understand it's scary out here, man. People dying left and right. So what are you going to do? You going to let death catch up to you, man? Because, hey, death is coming if you don't repent. Death is coming if you don't repent, and the only thing that's going to save you is that light, man. All right, see y'all what's up. So we got to be repentant by way of these commandments in this book, right? Matter of fact, start at verse 7.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect. Is perfect.
The law of the Lord is perfect, man. This is the book of the commandments of God, man. We got to come back to this because this was perfect, man. It was perfect. There's no imperfection in the word of God, man. There might be some real minute errors, some discrepancies like in the text because it was transliterated. But guess what? This word is pure, man. Right? The words of the Lord are so pure and like refined silver that was refined 7 times over, man. So we gotta come into it. Go ahead.
Converting the soul. Converting the soul.
Go ahead.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Hey, it's gonna make you wise, man. It's gonna take you from not knowing anything at all to being a wise man. I'll speak for myself, man. Before I came into the truth, I didn't know jack shit, man. I didn't know nothing, man. I'm telling you, I was just out here doing whatever. Doing whatever, man. In school, man, I had the worst grades. Terrible GPA. I had like a 21 on the ACT. You know, I wasn't doing the A. I didn't care. I was simple-minded. I was ignorant. I came into the truth, man, now I know more than I ever could have imagined, man. That's what the law of the Lord will do. Go ahead.
Verse 18. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. Commandment. Like the commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eye.
Doing what?
Enlightening the eye.
The commandment of the Lord is pure, man, and it's going to enlighten your eyes. It's going to give you vision, man. Right? It's going to make you realize the real lies, man. That's what it's going to do. Coming into this truth, man, and being gifted with the Holy Spirit, that is a power, man.
Right.
Because now you have the power to be able to see through the disguise. To see, it's kind of like X-ray vision, man.
That's right.
That's what the Holy Spirit will do for you. It's going to give you vision. It's going to give you enlightenment. Because that's what it's going to take to be saved in these last days, man. Without being able to see, man, you're going to be lost. You're going to be without direction. You're going to be following after those blind guys, man. You're going to fall into a ditch right along with them. Why are they falling into a ditch? Because they don't know where the hell they're going either. Hey, they don't believe. They just up there, man, trying to get that money off. They don't know what's going on. Come on now. We gotta come back to the Most High. Right? Give me Proverbs chapter 6 and 23. Right? Proverbs chapter 6 and 23. And then
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof
of destruction are the ways of life.
Hey, the commandment is a lamp and the law is a light. Right? It's going to be what lightens the way for you. Right? You can't see. You go into your house and it's pitch black in there. What do you do? First thing you do, you cut that light on it. That's what's going on. Right now we're living in a time where it's spiritually dark out here. And the only way you're going to be able to receive this truth is through the light of Yahushua. Right? Read Proverbs, I believe it's chapter 4 and verse 15. Let me double check. 1:15. And let me get 2 Peter chapter 1 and 19. Right? Let me see. Let me go this.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light. Is as the shining light.
The path of the just is as the shining light. Right? Go ahead.
There shineth more and more until the perfect day.
To the perfect day, man. And that perfect day is when the Mashiach Yahushua returns and he destroys his wicked place and he saves the elect. Right? That's the perfect day. Come.
Verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. Is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble.
They know not at what they stumble, man. And that's the point. That's the point. They're walking in darkness. They know not what they stumble. Even though they understand that all this wickedness going on, people dying, I'm not taking that shit. I'm not, but guess what? You still walking in darkness, man. You're still without light. All you do, you're just seeing the monsters and all the spirits and demons that are in front of your face, but you don't know how to fight them. You don't know how to defend yourself. You're subject unto them still. You don't understand it though, because you're without that light. But the path of the just is as a light that's going to shine more and more into the perfect day. Because the just, guess what? They're coming back to the commandments of God. The just are the ones that are conformed to the image of Christ. Let me prove that. Give me Romans chapter 8 and verse 26. We'll start at 26. Right?
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. For we know not what we shall pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. And he that searcheth the heart knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercessions for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose.
Hey, so there's a certain people that are called according to the purpose of the Most High. Those are going to be the ones that are given this life. Those are going to be the ones that are just in the last days. Because again, a just man, he's going to fall 7 times, he's get back up, he's going to continue to seek the Most High no matter how many times he falls.
Right.
But continue on that, just a little bit more.
Verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son.
Hey, so those who he foreknew, he predestinated to be conformed to the image of his Son. Right? Now this is real deep. But whenever Yahushua said, or in the book of John when it said that he came unto his own, and his own believed him not. But unto as many as received him, to them gave he power to be called the sons of God. Right? Hey, you gotta be called. You gotta be predestinated to be conformed to the image of Yahushua. Right? And that's how you're gonna receive that power. Because it was already set up for those to be in this truth, to come and keep the commandments and have faith in the Son. It was already predestinated. It was foreknew. Right? The Most High already knew this from the beginning, man. Go ahead.
God, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate him, he also called, and whom he called, him he also justified. He also justified.
And he justified them. Right? Be justified, because the thing is that even the elect, they're going to have to be pardoned for their iniquities, man. Because there's still things that we struggle with. There's still things that we're going to be subject to in this carnal flesh, man. Right? Even the thought of foolishness is sin, man. Right? But at the end of the day, it's all about your heart, your integrity, your sincerity, man. Are you really striving for the Most High, trying your absolute best to do what's pleasing and right in His eyes? Man? And if you are, then you are giving that life, because that's the way that you're going to be able to be justified, right? By going to the Most High, going to the Father, because you need that light to be able to see the way to Him, right? You got that?
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 19.
You said what, King? You said what?
Shalom.
Hey, come holler at us, man.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well, that ye take heed as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts.
That's it, man. As these days progress and wickedness continues to abound, right? These prophecies are going to start hitting more and more, right? We have a more sure word of prophecy as we get closer to the day of the Mashiach Yahushua. Meaning, people going to realize, by the time the famine of the word hits, they're going to realize, damn, them men on the highways and byways was right. All right, how's it going, brother? It's going all right. How you doing, man?
Alright.
You got a couple minutes for the word of the Lord, man?
Yeah.
Already, you ever heard of the Israelites, brother?
A little bit.
A little bit? What you heard about them so far?
Black cow.
Okay, Black Power type deal. I got you. Well, this ain't nothing like the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? This is right from the Most High God, the Creator of all things Himself. Right, this comes out the Holy Bible, the same Bible that our grandmother and our grandfather and our parents, man, that they was trying to get us to read all our life, all our childhood, but then. When we turned to adults and we actually picked up the Bible and started reading it, we found out that, man, everything that they taught us in this world was a damn lie. Right? Everything that the pastors talk about is a lie. We started reading it for ourselves and realized, hey, this our book. This our history, man. It's our heritage. This is what we were stripped from. Right? This knowledge right here. Because what's in this book is who we are. Who our God is, the Most High God. How we came over here on ships. Why we came over here on ships. Right? This Bible is the keys for the key to pretty much give us life again. Because our people right now, we're in the dead state, man. We're at the bottom of society. Nothing's changed since we came over here. The only thing is, they took the chains off our neck and they put it on our mind. Right? We still slaves to the system, regardless. Right? We slaves to all our worldly lusts, pornography, money, video games, entertainment. Right? We still slaves. Right? But the thing is, man, we got to come back to the life source, which is this Holy Bible, man. The scriptures. Because America is about to be destroyed. Why is America about to be destroyed? Because all of the things that is done to the Israelites, which are God's chosen people, us. Because God, He sent us over here to America as punishment for breaking His commandments. If you didn't know, we're not from America, right? Obviously, now we came over here on ships. Well, what was we doing before we came over here on ships? They don't teach us that in history class, do they? No, because they don't want you to know who you are. They never wanted us to know who we was. Ever. That's why they did that. Give me that in Jeremiah 17. Right, and that's what God said that was going to happen to us. They happen to know other people besides so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native and Seminole Indians. Right?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So God is telling His people, the Israelites, that I'm going to cut y'all off from your heritage. Meaning, y'all ain't gonna know who y'all are anymore. Now instead of being called Israel, y'all gonna be calling yourselves black, African American, niggas, Mexicans, Brazilians, Jamaicans, Haitians, right? Go ahead. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemy in a land which thou knowest not. So not only did God say, I'm going to cut y'all off from your heritage, but I'm going to make y'all go to a land that y'all never knew before, and there, y'all are going to serve your enemies. Who did that happen to? Us, right? Us, exactly. So the point is, brother, God did all of that because we pissed him off. Huh? Just like a father, right? The most time he treats us like his son, because we are his son, right? If you have a son, and he's being bad as hell, he's saying, F you, I'm going to go and chill with this other nigga's daddy, right? That's my daddy, right? You know what I mean? I don't know you, but that's how the children of Israel did the most time, man. We said, F you, I'm going to go listen to these other people's daddies. And what I mean by that is we started following these other nations and their gods. We started following their gods. That's why we came over here and they gave us white Jesus, right? But this is the only person, the only other God that we worshiping. Now we worshiping Allah, right? And the Arabs God. Now we worshiping Buddha and the Chinese man's God, right? We worship everybody else's God, but the one true God, which is our God, that has authority and dominion and power over everything, right? But again, our people, like God said, he said, in the last days, I'm going to pour out my spirit upon you. And y'all are going to wake up, and you're going to repent, and remember yourselves. That's what's been going on. I don't know if you were too hip with what's going on in media, but like, earlier, I think it was like October, November, early December, you had Kyrie and Kanye, they were facing a whole bunch of backlash because what they were saying. And what they were doing, they were pretty much calling out the fake Jews, and saying that we were the Jews, and saying we're the children of Israel. And they come with a whole bunch of backlash, but while that's going on, you got Brett Favre stealing millions of dollars from the state of Mississippi. You got Dana White slapping his white wife, ain't getting no black backlash. You got all these other white people that are doing all this other crazy stuff, and they worry about what Kanye and Kyrie talking about. Why? Because they don't want you to know that you're one of God's chosen people, because they know that when we find out who we are, when we start keeping God's commandments, their time of rulership, their kingdom is over with, right? And our kingdom is going to be built up and started back, right? God tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, I'm not going to keep it too much longer, brother. God tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra that their kingdom is the end. Their rulership is the end. The last rulership. And then it's going to be our time, Jacob. The white man, his biblical nationality are the Edomites. They come from Esau, right? Just like everybody has a God-given nationality. The white man, he came in power and he caused confusion. He started changing everybody's name, he did all of that. So everyone has a God-given nationality. The white man, he comes from Esau. And we come from Jacob. Now, bring it up. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time? Or then shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it and following. So Ezra is asking the Most High, he said, when is this time going to be over with? And when is going to be the time of the new world, the new kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, right? Go ahead. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, from him, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, so the white man, he is the end of this age, the end of this time. Right, go ahead. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning what? You always get the term, we got next. But not for real. We really gonna take this earth. Because the white man, these wicked pastors, they tell you gotta die to get to heaven. Right? You gotta go into the cloud and say, no, heaven is on earth. You tell me, I gotta get my house, I gotta wake up early every morning to go and pray for the white man's heaven here on earth. He gets to live it up. Now I gotta die to get to my heaven? No. Our whenever it's going to be here on earth, and we're going to be ruling over these nations just the same way that we've been subject to over them, we're going to rule over them in the kingdom of heaven. Because our God, guess what? Is a God of vengeance, revenge. He's going to take vengeance for us. All right, so that we got that to look forward to. You know, but first and foremost, we got to be keeping God's commandments. We got to come out of the ways of this world, right? Because the ways of this world is what's been keeping us in sin. Right? That's why the Most High, he hasn't spoken that close on yet. But he's getting ready to. You can see it going on with all this war, rumors, right? All these people, you got the hashtag going on called "Die Settling It." All these people dropping dead and stuff, man. Right? All these boat crashes and mass shootings, man, a whole bunch of murder and death going on. Because God is getting ready to really make it happen. Okay, so you know you can be protected. Have the faith in the Son, through the word of Christ. Real name is Yahweh Shah. And the Father's name is Yahweh. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You got the information, man, go tap in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, tap in. So,
All praise. Come. Yeah, let me go ahead and give it one last verse. Let me see what I need. I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't really too much got a favorite verse.
I don't know what business, bro. We gotta repent, keep the commandments, walk in the light.
Choose life, right? Choose life, because you know we have to get the time, man, to get it. Live time, Esau's time, right? Our time of punishment is almost over, man. The Most High about to send His Son back, man. Right? And when He sends Him back, He's gonna come and require of you. He's gonna see what it is that you've been doing, right? What type of works you've been doing, what you've been doing, like. Really in this thing or you really not? What you doing, man? Right? So with that, I want to say, call Hallelujah, Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hold on.